everybody, welcome to Fun Food Friday. Now on today's Fun Food Friday, I'm going to be making an apple cake. I did make some variations as always to this recipe, but it looks very, very easy. Gonna try it, see how it tastes, see if it's worth making. All right, and it's one bowl, so that's easy. So what we want to do here, you preheat your oven to 355, and you're gonna bake this cake. And you're going to bake it for, I don't know, 45 to 50 minutes. All depends on your oven. I hate to give times because everybody's ovens are different. I'm using a cake pan. The recipe calls for a springform pan, you know, the one with the little clip on the side. I don't have that, so this is what I'm using. They wanted you to butter it and put, you know, line it with parchment paper. I sprayed it, I didn't butter it, and I put the parchment paper in a regular size cake pan. All right, so in here, we want to add 2 eggs. I left mine out a while, so put everything back here. Looks like a lot, but it's really not. And I'll tell you what I find different about this apple recipe is that it doesn't call for cinnamon. I don't know. Yes, I no cinnamon that I could see. All right, so we have 2 eggs in here. And you want 1/3 of a cup of sugar right here, a pinch of salt. So we'll put the 1/3 of a cup of sugar in there with the pinch of salt. That was in my sugar. I already did that. Okay, and I'm reading the recipe off where I had written it down. And a teaspoon of vanilla. So here's my vanilla. Oh, love the smell of vanilla. So we want a teaspoon. A little extra's fine. I like vanilla, so we're good with that. Okay, I'll put that over there. Now what they want you to do is they want you to mix well until smooth. So I got my little whisk here, and we're going to whisk it up. You want that sugar to dissolve. That's what you're looking for. So let's get this mixed well. And you want to add, now it's saying this was all in milliliters and grams and stuff like that, this recipe. They wanted 100 milliliters of milk. But that's 100 milliliters of milk is just under a 1/2 cup. More than 1/3, less than 1/2. So if you have a measuring cup, it does have the milliliters on the side also with the cup measurements. So let's get this mixed up well. Looks smooth to me. All right, so we want to add the milk. Okay. And they want a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. You can use butter instead, but you know me, I don't use oil in my baked goods. You know, recently I started doing that. So I'm using a 1/2 cup of applesauce, unsweetened applesauce. So that's going in place of the oil or the butter. So make sure I get it all out of there. Okay, so we got that. So we're going to mix that up. Okay, now they want 2/3 cups of flour. So let me add that. 2/3 cup flour, all-purpose flour. And they want 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So here's my baking powder, and they want 2 teaspoons of this. Hold on. I want to get the vanilla off here. All right, so 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. Okay. And you want to mix it well. Now you want to have your apples. Use 3 to 4 apples, depends on the size. I used 3 apples. I'm using Empire apples. I did sprinkle lemon juice on it. And I added a little of the lemon zest. A little bit in there. So let's get this all mixed up. Now, in the recipe it calls for orange zest. I didn't have any oranges, so I used lemon. I like lemon anyway, so. And it keeps your apples from getting brown. I didn't get it on all the apples, so some of my apples are starting to turn brown. All right, so I got that mixed very well. All right, now you're just gonna add your apples. You're gonna dump your apples in there. Like I said, I did 3. You wanna slice them thin. You wanna core the apple, peel the apple, and slice it thin. So, here's the apples going in. And that's it, guys. You wanna make sure you coat your apples well with all the batter. And there we go. That's it. Mix it well, put it in your pan. 355. It says 50 to 55 minutes, but we know ovens are all different. So I'm going to be checking mine, you know, at 50 minutes. Okay. So let's get it poured into this pan. I hope this holds it all. I don't know. Oh yeah, it will. So we want to get all that in there as I'm dripping this everywhere. Now again, guys, no cinnamon in this. I guess if you want cinnamon, you can add it. But I want to try it without the cinnamon and see if we get a big apple flavor. You know, like a, you know, enough flavor without any spices in it. Okay. So there we go. Make sure your apples are covered. Dunk them down in there. All right. So I'm going to put this in the oven. 50 minutes. I'm going to check it after 50 minutes. And we're going to see what it looks like. And we're going to try this. All right, guys. Okay, everybody. The cake is out. This is what it looks like. Now, I had it in for a full 55 minutes in my oven at 355. It's still warm on the bottom. They want you to let it cool completely. This is what it looks like. Right there. I transferred it to the plate. And that's, let's see if I can show you. That's the top right there. So, it smells like a cake. I don't, you know, there's no spices in it. There's no cinnamon, anything like that. What they want you to do is sprinkle the top with powdered sugar. Now, I'm going to taste it like that, but I have cinnamon out here just in case I want to add it a little to this powdered sugar and sprinkle it over the top to give it more flavor. I don't know yet. I haven't tried this. Yeah, haven't. So I don't know what it's going to taste like. But just in case I have that there. So let's go over the ingredients again while it's still cooling down a little bit. So in a bowl, 1 bowl, that's it. You want 2 eggs. I had mine at room temperature. 2 eggs, a 1/3 cup of sugar, pinch of salt, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And you want to mix that until it gets smooth. Then you're going to add Now again, this is in milliliters, 100 milliliters of milk, which is just under a half a cup. And they wanted a half a cup of vegetable oil or butter, but I didn't use that. If you want to, use that. But I used a half a cup of applesauce, unsweetened applesauce. Now, they wanted you to mix that all together. Then they want you to add 2/3 a cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Mix that well. Then add a teaspoon of orange zest. I didn't have orange, I used lemon. I don't know. Then 3 to 4 apples, depends on the size of your apples. If they're very small, I would go to 4. Mine were medium, I only did 3. And slice it thin. Then mix that all up. That's it. Put it in a butter and lined baking pan. Now the pan they want you to use is the springform pan, the one with the little clip on the side. I didn't have it, so I just put it in a regular cake pan. That's what I did. Okay, and in a 355 oven for 50 to 55 minutes, all depends. Let it cool completely. Then you want to sprinkle it with the powdered sugar. Alrighty, so, it's still a little warm. I'm going to do it anyway. So, let's sprinkle this with a little powdered sugar. And see if it melts. So far it's holding up good. And let me get my sides a little bit. This is what it looks like now with the powdered sugar. I'm going to cut a slice, put it on my plate here, and I'm going to try it. Now if it doesn't have much flavor to me, I'm going to add cinnamon to the top. Well, I'm going to add it to this sugar and then sprinkle it again. That's how I'm going to do it. All right, so let's get a slice of this. A lot of apples in it. It's not a very big cake, which is good. So I cut a little piece. Let me get it out. Perfect. Let me show you the inside. That's what the inside looks like. Right there. Right there. So let's give it a try and see. See what it tastes like. There's my bottom. See, the bottom got nice and brown right here. So let's give it a taste. My apple. Super moist. Believe it or not, because of the apple, it tastes good. Let me taste the crust. Oh, this is good, guys. Very moist because of all the apples. Plus, I used applesauce. Very good. All right. I'm going to try it. Now, I like it just the way it is. I really do. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top of mine. I don't want to do it to that. So right here, I put a little bit of cinnamon. But I like it without so far. Okay. Let's try it. Okay. The cinnamon brings it to almost like an apple pie type thing. I like it without the cinnamon. I like it without any spices at all, guys. I do. Wow. Wow, simple ingredients. You know, apples are out now. Everybody's apple picking and whatnot. But, oh my gosh. Very, very good. Like I said, very moist. And I think it's because of all the apples that it's that way. Because if you're thinking of cutting into it and getting like a cake, you're not going to get that. You're going to get it more like a, oh, how can I explain it? More like a, not even an apple pie texture. Oh, I don't even know how to explain it. More like a custard? Yeah, more like a custardy texture. That's what I'm getting. I couldn't think of the right word. But guys, this is delicious. And all you have in it is a 1/3 cup of sugar. That's it, and powdered sugar on top. So that's not bad, right? 2 eggs. And all the rest are like, I can imagine though if you put the orange zest in there, it would kick it up a notch. But I didn't have it, so I didn't use it. But anyway, guys, that's it for Fun Food Friday for today. Let me know if you're going to try this. It's really good, really good. You do it in one pot. Very, very easy to make. It's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. It's more like a custardy cake. It's more dense than, it's not fluffy. Okay, guys, I hope I explained that well. Let me know if you're going to try it. Have a great day. Have a safe day. And until next time, bye now. Oh, ice cream, tea, coffee, yum.